Once it is done, I have the option to just click on open to open it here. So I'll click on open to open the report in Power BI service. So I actually have two accounts, but the account I'm currently using is this very one. So I'm going to select this. It's logging my report. So I have my report in Power BI service now. So this is my report in Power BI service. In Power BI service, you actually have two views. This is actually your view. Then we also have the edit view. But we're actually on the view now. So this report is being published to the workspace I created. That's the workspace that came with my account. That's my workspace. I didn't publish it to any of the workspaces I created. But ideally, say you want to create a new workspace and you want to publish this report to that workspace. So before you publish the report to Power BI service, you have to come to workspaces and you have to create a new workspace. Then publish the report. You go back to your Power BI desktop, publish the report, and publish it to the workspace. But for now, we're using my workspace. So this is the report. Like I said, we have two views. We're currently on the view. If you come to edit report, this is actually the edit view in case you want to make any further you need to further edit your report. So this is the view. You can fit to page to actually see everything that's going on. So one thing I said we want to do is actually create a dashboard from our reports. We want to create a dashboard from the report. So on my workspace, okay, so I have to search for the file name. The file name is actually Farmer. So this is the file name. So on your workspace, you have two things here. First, we have the Farmer report. Then we have the model, the semantic model. So you can see the icon. This is the semantic model for the Farmer report. My report is named Farmer. I don't know what you probably saved your report with. Mine is saved as Farmer. So this is the semantic model and this is the report. So if I click on this, it will open back the report. So this is the report. So you come to my workspaces, you get to see the report and the model that is the report is running on. So this report, you can actually pin this report to a dashboard. You can then go ahead to pin this report to a dashboard. So a dashboard is more like a collection of different reports. So say we have this is Zephyr's Pharmacy. What happens if you have you want to see sales for let's say 3 different pharmacies and you have 3 different reports? You can pin the 3 reports to a dashboard. But for now, we only have 1 report and want to pin this report to a dashboard. So you just come here and click more options and say pin to a dashboard. Now there's an existing dashboard I created already, but I don't want to publish this report to that dashboard. I don't want to pin it to that dashboard. So I'm going to say a new dashboard. And I'm simply going to say Zephyr's Pharmacy. I'll just say Zephyr's Pharmacy. Once I'm done, I'll say pin live. Now it's done. I can create a mobile layout, but I'll go to dashboard. So now I have the Zephyr's Pharmacy dashboard already. So this is the Zephyr's Pharmacy dashboard that we're actually looking at. So what's the way to fit this in? Probably zoom out. Fit the screen. So this is the dashboard we're currently looking at. This is the Zephyr's Pharmacy dashboard. You can actually see it here, Pharma Z sales. So this is actually our dashboard. Now, I want you to actually notice something. Now, if you come to the workspace and you search for Pharma, ideally before now we had we had the farmer report and the farmer model, but now we have the Zephyr's pharmacy dashboard. So you can actually see now we have the farmer, this is the report, we have the model, now we have the Zephyr's pharmacy dashboard. Now, when we want to schedule our refresh, if you look now, look at the last refresh here. We're actually refreshing the model. We're refreshing the model. But now you look at it here, you can see last refresh is 11:30. That's exactly when we published the report. Look at next refresh is showing not available. We don't have next refresh as at this moment. So one thing we can actually do is you can come to, while we're on workspaces, let's see the lineage view for farmer report. So I'll simply search for the farmer reports. So this is the farmer report here. This is the farmer report. So you can actually look at it. The data is coming from an SQL server. It's coming from an SQL server. We have a gateway, so connected to data source. So the data is coming from an SQL server. It's being loaded into our model. You can see our model. Now from our model, the data is being transferred to the report, and from the report is being transferred to the Zephyr's pharmacy dashboard. Now, when we need to schedule a refresh, remember our database is an SQL server. We need to schedule a refresh now, which means we need a gateway, what we call a gateway that will serve as a bridge between SQL server and this semantic model that we have here. We need a bridge, more like a bridge, a gateway that will be here. So this is the gateway. It's supposed to be, let's say a gateway is more like a bridge now. So the gateway is the bridge between the SQL server and the semantic model. So for you to schedule a refresh, you need to do that on the semantic model. So I'll change from this lineage view now to list view. I'll simply search for the farmer report again. So this is the farmer report. This is the farmer report. This is the report, and this is the model. So we need to schedule a refresh here. We can click on schedule refresh. Now, for us to schedule a refresh, like what I said, you need a gateway. So you need to first there are two gateway. You have the personal, I think personal on standard mode. So ideally, you should have access to the is the personal gateway. So you're going to get this issue, gateway connection and all that. So I already have a gateway, personal gateway running on my system. I have a personal gateway, but if you don't have a personal gateway running, you go ahead and install. When you come to this prompt, you get the prompt, follow the prompt to install the gateway on your system and have it running. Now it's in data source credentials. Yeah, so I probably need to edit data source credentials. Yeah, I'll change this to window permission and just Windows without impersonation. I'll just sign in. Okay, so it's updated. Remember, I have a gateway running here already. So with my gateway running, I can go ahead and come to refresh and turn on schedule refresh. Turn on schedule refresh. Now, you can set your refresh to be daily or weekly. What's the time now? On my system, the time is actually 11:39. Let's say 11:40. So what I want to do now is simply schedule a refresh for I'll select the time zone. What's the time zone again? West Central Africa. I'll add time. So this is 11. So 11. So I can only schedule a refresh for 12 p.m. Yeah, so I can schedule a refresh for 12 p.m. If I want to add another time, I can add another time, but I'm actually good with 12 p.m. and I'll click on apply. So now if I come back to my workspace and I search for farmer. You can actually see farmer semantic model. Then you can see next refresh is by 12 p.m. Next refresh is by 12 p.m. So on the SQL, we only have data for May 7, 8, 9, 10. We don't have data for 11. But on the video description, there's an Excel file for data for May 11. I didn't add it to the database before now. So what I want to do, I want to add the May 11 data to the database. Then I'll go ahead and wait for 12 p.m. to see if the refresh will be done, and also to see if the dashboard, the report will be updated with May 11. So if we come to the report now, I want you to be sure. So you see, this is year 20, the report or the dashboard. We can do this on the report or the dashboard, and we're selecting the month of May and the day. We have data for 7. So we have data for 7. We have data for 8. We have data for 9. We have data for 10. About 11. So we don't have data for 11. Wait. So I'm going to go ahead now and fire up my management studio, bring in data for May 11 into the database. So I'll simply say management studio. I'll open this. So I'll connect to my server. This is my server name, Tech Lab. I'll connect. And I'll expand to go to our database. Our database is actually Zephyr's Pharmacy database. And in our Zephyr's Pharmacy database, if you expand to the tables, we only have one table there as of now. That's the Z sales. So what do I want to do? I'll simply right click. Remember, you have the Excel file already. I attached the Excel file to the OneDrive. So right click on the Zephyr's Pharmacy. Come to task. Say you want to import data. I'll click on next. The data source is actually the Excel file. So if you've downloaded the Excel file, it should be on your download. So I'll say I want to get an Excel file. It's telling me to browse the path. So I'll browse where I have the Excel file. For you, you should have the Excel file in your download. Mine, I have it on my desktop. So this is just data for May 11, 2020. Is this 2023? Okay, May 11. So I'll take the data for May 11. This is supposed to be 2024 though. So I'll take data for May 11. It's actually supposed to be 2024, not 2023. It's just a mistake, a labeling mistake. So I'll click on open. I'll click on next. So it's asking me for the destination. Where is this data going to? I'll say it's going to the SQL Server, and it's actually going to Zephyr's Pharmacy database. It's fine. I'm okay with that. I'll click on next. Yeah, I'll click on next. Here, I'll click on next also. I'll just click on finish, and I'll click on finish. So the data for May 11 is actually done. We just have 32 rows of data. So I'll close that. Now, when I refresh the Zephyr's Pharmacy database, I'm going to get another table there. If I expand my tables now, you actually see I have this sheet table here. Now, we are only connected to this table. This table is not connected to our data. So what I want to do, I want to transfer this data we have on this sheet now to this table we also have here. So if we come to Z sales and say select top 1000 rows, for example, you actually see that we have, look at the column headers. Now, if I come to sheet one, the one we just brought in now, and select top 1000, we have same column headers. So we can actually append the new May 11 sales to the Z sales we already have. And to do that, I'm just going to run a simple SQL query. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back to this table, and I'm just going to say, instead of select, I would simply say insert into, what's the name of the table? Insert into Z sales, open a bracket. I'll come down. Now, we have a lot of columns. I'll remove everything I have been done here. So this is basically what I'm saying. I'm simply saying insert into Z cells. I hope this is correct. So yeah. So insert into this Z cells table. I don't need this comma here. Insert into this Z cells table. Product ID. So I'll cross check that with what we have here. Yes. So, oh, I'm missing something. Item number. So I'll probably just, I need this to come. But I need to comma here. So I'm inserting into the Z sales table, item number, product ID, name, same columns we have on this current table now. That's what I'm inserting into the Z sales table. Everything we have here, everything we have on this table, this sheet one that I just brought, this sheet one table, everything we have here, I'm actually appending it to this Zephyr's table that we actually have now. So this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to insert everything we have here. I'm making sure that the column headers follow the same arrangement that we have here. Same arrangement that we have here. Maybe I should just reduce this to 100%. Wait, so basically, this is actually sheet one. That's the sales for May 11. This is the sales for May 11. Why this is our Zephyr's Pharmacy sales, our current table that we have in connected to our data in Power BI. So I'm inserting into the Z sales everything, all the column, just the way it's arranged. Next, I will simply do is just go copy this query here, select, just copy this query here, everything about this query, Control C. So I'll paste it down here. So basically what I'm doing is saying insert into Z sales everything, column number to discount reason. What am I inserting? I'm inserting sheet one, more like I'm appending sheet one with same column header, everything. So one thing I want you to do is, this is actually our Z sales without me doing any of the running the query yet. If you come to the rows, we have 118 rows. That's what we have now. So what happens if I execute this query I have here right now? If I execute this query I have here right now. So take a look at the query once more. It's actually long. Insert into same column headers, select same column headers. So I'll simply execute this. 32 rows. Remember, this sheet one actually had just 32 rows. So this is 32 rows. Once I'm done, I can actually close this. No, I can close this. I'll say no. Now for Z sales, I'll just right click again and say select top 1000 rows. Remember, we had 118 rows before now. So if I expand now, you can actually see that we have 150 rows now. 150 rows. And if you navigate to the last row, you can actually see that we're having 05/11/2024. Like I said, there was a mistake with the naming convention on the Excel file, but it's actually data for 11/2024. So with this, we can actually expect that by 12 p.m., when our Power BI semantic model refreshes, it should be updated with this May 11, 2024 data. So our report will be updated. Our dashboard will also be updated. So with this, we're actually done what we need to do in SQL. I'll just close this. So I'll stay on this report till it's 12. Then I'll confirm if our semantic model indeed the schedule refresh worked. So I'll simply come to my workspace. I'll change this to lineage view. I'll search for so I'll stay here for a while, or better still, I can actually change to any of them. Search for farmer. That's my report. If this refresh is successful, I should see the effect on the dashboard or the reports. If it's successful, then when we come to our filter, we should be able to see the sales for May 11. So we still have a few minutes more. Remember, if I come to my report now and select 2014 months and I select May, as of now, May 11, we don't have any data for May 11, but May 11 data is currently sitting on our database and we're waiting for the schedule refresh to take place to see the effect here. So it'll take a while, but we should see it once it's 12:01 or 12:02. Let's see what happens. So by 12:03 p.m. now, we have the report for this is May 11. I actually didn't change anything. I didn't touch the filter. Immediately the schedule refresh was complete. The report was automatically updated. And now you can actually go to the dashboard and let's see if we have the same effect on the dashboard. I'll simply make sure the dashboard is fit to page. Fits to page. So now let's check. This is 2014. This is May. And this is, let's select 11. Because that's what we're most concerned about. 11. So you can actually see on the dashboard also, we have data for May 11, 2020, that's 2024. Yeah, May 11, 2024. So May 10. So I don't know what happened that by May 10, we actually sold just 11,000 naira. And May 11, we sold 95,000 naira. Maybe May 10 was on a Sunday. So you can actually improve on the reports to see, okay, let's say maybe there's a visual we need to add to the report, weekday or weekend sales against weekday sales to give us a clearer view. So that's how you can basically connect to SQL Server, create your report using Power BI, publish to Power BI service, your report to Power BI service, create a gateway, schedule a refresh, and watch the magic happen. So I'm simply going to close this. Now, if we come back to workspaces and I come to lineage view now and simply search for farmer. Simply search for farmer, give it a little time. What do I do? Yeah, so you can actually see that we have our pharmacy server, the database, then semantic model refreshed. You can actually see when it was refreshed around 12 p.m. now. Then the refresh will, of course, go to our report, which will eventually go to our dashboard. So with this, we've come to the end of this video. If this video was helpful, do leave a like, leave a comment. If there's anything you want me to improve upon, you can always leave a comment on the video.